Well, I finally tried Azure Standard, and this is what happened. Hi, sweet friends. If we're meeting for the first time, I'm Mary from marysnest.com and author of the Modern Pioneer Cookbook and the Modern Pioneer Pantry, and I'd like to welcome you to my kitchen. Well, so many of you have been telling me that I have to sign up for Azure Standard and start getting my various supplies, groceries, whatever the case may be, from them. And I have to tell you that I really dragged my feet for the longest time because the pickup locations were always at odd times for me and in relatively far locations from where I lived. And sometimes the pickup times were right around rush hour, either morning rush hour or evening rush hour. And I would have had to have tried to make it, I live outside of Austin in the Texas Hill Country, and I would have had to try to make it all the ways across Austin and get to the pickup. And also, I never felt very motivated, although I loved looking at their site. I loved watching what you all were sharing that you were getting from them. And I decided, okay, let me go back and look at their site and see if there's any maybe new drops, maybe new people are adding drops and whatnot. And I saw one, so I go over there and I look, and there's a site a couple of towns over, but at least, in the hill country, so I don't have to try to make it across town and all of that. But even then, I still wasn't highly motivated, I was dragging my feet. Then I go back and I check again, a few months later, and can you believe it? There's a drop in my town. So now I have no excuse. I have to join. So I go ahead and I sign up. Now, a little bit of a learning curve for me. I kind of had to figure out, what to order, what did I need, where exactly was this drop, and what time did I need to show up, and kind of had to figure that out little by little, because I don't know how every single Azure Standard works. But in this particular one, as a new person, the drop location was just shown kind of on a map. And I didn't have a specific address, which was making me a little nervous. But then the address was forthcoming later. So that made me feel a little more comfortable. I was like, okay, I know exactly where I'm going. I know what time and what I need to do. So then I go ahead, I put in my order, and I'll show you what I wound up getting. You can get both cold things that they have, in the perishables area of the truck, as well as dry goods. So drop-off day or drop day, whatever, delivery day, whatever they call it, arrives, and I get my notice, and there's a telephone number, and then there was some lady starting a little text message, which was nice, a little text message social circle, what you would call it. And we went to the location, and everybody's kind of mulling around, and the truck, we were late in the day, and I'm sure the truck driver, gets maybe delayed at each location. So eventually, it was a little later than anticipated, but eventually he showed up, very nice man, and he comes with the truck. And I love the way our drop location is set off, because the lady who coordinates it just puts everybody's name. It's in a parking lot, and she just puts everybody's name in a parking space, and a little sign with your name on it. And then as the gentleman unloads the truck and we all line up and everybody takes a box, the box says who that is for. And then you just find that in the lineup of parking spaces, and then you put that box in that person's little designated area. So that went great. I thought it was exceptionally organized, and it was so nice because one of the ladies I had already met previously at a homeschool event, and it was nice seeing her and chit-chatting with her. And then I got to know some of the new ladies. And so I had a lot of fun. What I didn't anticipate, which is actually a really good thing, is that after everything was unloaded, that everybody had received, and if anything was out of stock or something, they let you know that, and I believe one of the things I had ordered wasn't available, but I think I was already informed about that online as opposed to at the actual drop. I don't 100% remember that, but how that actually worked. But at the end, the gentleman had extra products, and I don't know if this happens if you're the last drop or if it happens at every drop along the way. He said, I have extra items that either weren't picked up or weren't sold. I'm not really sure why he had these extra items, but he can sell them to you at a discount. And it's just the funniest thing because it's like an auction. He's like, alrighty, I've got raw honey, a 32-ounce jar of raw honey. And somebody goes, I'll take it, you know. And then somebody, he had cases of cherries. I mean, if I had the time to make some cherry preserves, but quantity, I mean, these were pretty big cases of cherries. It was a fantastic buy. He had, I think, raw apple cider vinegars. He had beautiful black olives. I did get a jar of those. They're in my refrigerator. But that was like an unexpected bonus. And then you just make a note on the big form that he has that with your name that you, like, I took the olives, and so that'll be added to my bill. So that was a lot of fun, and it was very unexpected and quite a surprise, and he had a nice selection of things, and you could get them at a discount. So you can't beat that. And I don't remember, I have to ask my husband, maybe he'll remember, but I think it was 25% off. Maybe 50% off would have been amazing. I think maybe it was 25% off, whatever the original price was. So, but that was an unexpected surprise. I really didn't know what to expect, and I didn't know anything about Azure other than hauls that I had seen on YouTube that other people had shared, and they were really buying a lot of stuff. And my husband and I are empty nesters now, and so it's just the two of us. But our son does live out here, so maybe for the next haul order, I'll have to have him see what he may like me to pass on to him for his pantry. But in any event, so that was the adventure, and I felt it was a lot of fun. I don't necessarily see myself buying every month from them, as I said, because we are empty nesters, and I don't know how much my son would actually go through on a monthly basis. Depends, like if we bought maybe smaller packages as opposed to, I see people buy the grain, the massive big packages. I like to buy my grain directly from Grand Teton, Ancient Grains. It's a wonderful family-owned company. If you saw my interview with Jade Coyle, the farmer, is a wonderful man. And so I buy my grain, my whole grain from them. And also, if they have einkorn, emmer, spelt, you know, and I don't know if they may supply Azure. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. But I like being able to buy directly from them. They're just wonderful. They package everything beautiful. They ship everything beautiful. I have no complaints, and they just have a wonderful product. And if you like to buy from Teton Ancient Grains, or you're interested in buying Ancient Grains, I can't recommend them enough. And they are wonderful people, and they've also given me a very exclusive discount coupon code for a good savings on their whole grains. And I can only put that discount, because it is an exclusive discount, in my newsletter. It's not something they want me to be like broadcasting across YouTube and my social media. But if you sign up for my newsletter, it's free, and I don't spam you or inundate you. I just send it out on Saturday mornings. If you check the description below. I'll have a link where you can sign up for my newsletter, and I think you'll really like it. And it's a nice way to stay in touch. I share a lot of information about traditional foods, links to my latest video, some other information that you might find helpful, exclusive discount codes, like I mentioned, that are only in my newsletter, and also I often share, some going-ons in our family life that might be interesting, that you might enjoy reading about. Oh, always uplifting, happy things. And when you sign up for that newsletter, you also get a lot of fun downloads. One, which I think is such a good thing to have on hand, it's my 36-page Traditional Foods Four Corners Pantry List, where I talk about all of the traditional nutrient-dense, nutrient-rich foods to stock in our working pantry, our fridge, our freezer, and our extended or our prepper pantry. And I just don't give you lists of things. I give you lots of information about these foods, and you make the decision what you like, what you want to stock. And then I have lots of video links to recipes. It's a video recipe as well as a printable recipe for how to use what you stock, how to make meals, how to make different foods, snacks, appetizers, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all of the different things. And so I think you'll find that very helpful. I also have some other things that you can download right now. I think you'll really like my winter meal plan. It's 7 days of nutrient-dense meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That'll be very helpful, especially if you're starting out creating your traditional foods kitchen. And then I share with you a list of my favorite top 15 books, just a list of these books that I think every traditional foods kitchen should have on their kitchen bookshelf. And in that list, I give you an overview of what the book's about, and then I have links where you might have a video or a recipe or something that's kind of related to what that book covers. So hopefully those three things will be very helpful to you. Alrighty, well, let me show you what I got from Azure Standard. Now, I want to mention that, the black olives are in my fridge, and I did get something that I have never seen at our grocery store or even at any of the, specialty grocery stores like Whole Foods. I got A2. It's already been used because it was just a small little bottle, but it was A2 heavy whipping cream. And I know the A2 milk and whatnot and half and whatever has become very popular because that type of milk is often found to be more digestible than the milk that comes from cows that are designated as A1 as opposed to cows that are designated as A2, and it has something to do with the protein and all. And in any event, that A2 milk is supposed to be more agreeable for many people who may struggle with the A1 milk, that is the most popular one here in the United States. So I saw that A2 cream, and I ordered that, and I think we very much enjoyed it. So one of the first things that I got was these 1 pound bags of this Baja Gold salt. This is the natural grain, it's kind of like the coarse, the chunky one, and then this is the fine ground. And the reason that I got these, I really like using the Celtic sea salt, the gray salt that's kind of wet in a way, and I've used that for years. I know a lot of you like the pink salt, not the Himalayan one, sometimes the Himalayan one, but the real salt. I can't think of the manufacturer's name or distributor's name, but I got intrigued to try this because I saw people talking about this online, and that the mineral makeup in this is a little different than other sea salts. And it's supposed to have a lovely flavor, and it's supposed to be a little higher in potassium than some of these other salts. And that's important because we often have a lot of sodium in our diet, but not often do we have enough potassium. And sodium and potassium balance out one another. And so I thought, oh, okay, let me give these a try, and see what I think. And I don't know if I really noticed like any significant difference, in terms of my health, in terms of maybe this having a little more potassium or something in it. But I do like the flavor. I took some I got like a little smaller thing that was like a sample size, because I haven't opened these yet. And it's the fine one. And I put some on my tongue, and it had a lovely flavor. It's like a softer, if there's such a thing as a softer, salty flavor. And I liked it very much, so I'm happy that I got these. And in terms of prices, Azure Standard I think they offer good savings, especially if, depending on where you live, and maybe certain things aren't available to you, and you may have to order them from a regular, online source. I think they offer a very good buy. And I think if you're in a situation where you really want to buy large sizes, you can, like with anything, whenever you buy in bulk, you can save money. Okay, next. White, I got some sesame seeds. I wanted to get these. These are white sesame seeds. They're hulled, and I think, yeah, I got both. So I got the white hulled, and then I got the brown sesame seeds, the raw. And I wanted to get both of these because I wanted to experiment making some homemade tahini. And I was thinking, I've got to research this and learn a little bit more about using brown raw and white hulled. And I will keep you posted on that and let you know. But just being able to find this, and this is a pound, and being able to find brown sesame seeds. And what I love is it's all in one place. It's not like you have to kind of hunt and peck and go to different sources to order things. They have I was surprised, they have everything on their website. It's amazing. So white sesame seeds, and then the raw brown. And then this I was very happy to find, because I like to make cowboy cookies. Some people call them the kitchen sink cookies. I like this because I was able to find a fine shred of unsweetened organic coconut. And these are organic too. That was very nice to find with the sesame seeds. And I love to use this when making those cookies. And those are, for the most part, those are the most popular cookies in our household and the ones I make the most often. So this was great. And this is a 2.5 pound bag, and it's organic. And I have seen some people who will buy this who, I don't really need to do like alternative milks. I have no problem with dairy. But I've seen people who like to use alternative milks. They will use this shredded coconut and add some water and whirl it in a high-speed blender, and then strain out any little bits and bobs that maybe didn't get completely macerated by the blender, and they make a sort of a homemade coconut milk. I found that interesting. So shredded coconut, organic, there we have it. Then I got some cocoa nibs, organic cocoa nibs. And to be honest with you, some of these things I just was like, oh, I think I need that. I'm not quite sure why I got cocoa nibs. It says you can add them to baked goods, smoothies, snacks, or anything else you like. I'm going to experiment. I'll see, maybe grinding them up, maybe making a little cacao powder. They are organic. I guess some people will, add them to smoothies. I would think that'd be good, because then you could blend it up. But I have to look into this. But this is the problem. That website is so good and it's got so much stuff. You're kind of like, oh, I think I need that. Oh, I think I need that. I just want to do a little research about how to properly work with these. Should they be soaked and so on and so forth. Not so sure if they should be eaten raw or not. I want to find out how to handle these for perfect nutrient absorption. So more on that to come along with the sesame seeds. Now I got 2 types of chocolate chips because these I will use when I make the cowboy cookies with the shredded coconut. If you want the recipe, I'll put a link to it in the description below. I believe I have a video where I'm showing you how I make them and then a printable recipe. And also if you have my first cookbook, the Modern Pioneer Cookbook, it's in there as well. These are just your standard, bittersweet chocolate chips. These are the ones that I've generally used. You can certainly use semi-sweet making the cookies, but I like to use the bittersweet. But these really intrigued me. These are special dark chocolate chips, and they're sweetened with coconut sugar. So that intrigued me because usually, most of the time, these probably, what are these? Yeah, just organic cane sugar. That's not really my go-to sugar. I usually like to use sucanat, which is the dried sugar cane juice, or maple sugar, things like that. Because I don't mind the taste of maple. I like it. Sometimes, I'll use coconut sugar from time to time, sometimes date sugar, different things like that. But when I saw these sweetened with coconut sugar, and I feel like coconut sugar, maple sugar, sucanat, date sugar, I feel these all bring a little more nutrition to the table. I mean, yes, they're all sugar, they're all sweeteners, yes. But I feel they bring a little more nutrition to the table, so to speak, than just the white sugar. So I thought, why not? Let me give this a try. Let me compare. I'll look and see. Okay, this is interesting. So these wind up, I wonder what, maybe this special dark, I don't know, I'll have to learn more about it. But these have 10 grams. Let's see if it's the same. Yeah, the same. We're comparing apples to apples, 2/3 cup. These have 10 grams of protein. These have 7 grams of protein. These are, they have calcium, iron, and potassium. And these also have calcium, iron, and potassium. Now, interestingly enough, these ones have considerably more, whatever the bittersweet is, have considerably more iron. So that's interesting. And these have less. These have more potassium, and these have less. And they both have the same amount of calcium. So we'll have to give this a try, and we'll see. I'll have to taste them and see how each of them tastes. Alrighty, what else do I want to share with you? Oh, this I was intrigued by. I love lamb. I mean, I could eat lamb chops every day. They're a little expensive. It's more of a special occasion. But I love lamb. And I like this brand, Fatworks. They have all kinds of wonderful nutrient-dense animal fats. And I saw this lamb tallow, and I have not seen this in our store, so I thought that this would be wonderful to try in my cooking because every animal fat brings different nutrients to the table. And so I thought, I like lamb, and I'm gonna give it a try. Pasture-raised, grass-fed, and packed with incredible flavor. This unique and delicious tallow is perfect for adventurous cooks. I'd put myself in that category. And the adventurous cooks and meat and potato types alike. If you embrace traditional fat, which I do, like we do, then forgive us for saying so, but you will love it. And they spelt you, E-W-E, like the you, the animal. Well, so I was very happy to get that. So I'll let you know what I think. And then the box is empty because we already ate it. This was just crystallized ginger, which I always recommend. I actually got 3 boxes of this. I really recommend always having this on hand. if you ever feel a little nauseous, like if you get a little car sickness, if you get a little air sickness, if you just like get a headache and it makes you feel a little nauseous, I'm telling you, a little bit of crystallized ginger, you chew it up. It's kind of like a candy. It's a little spice to it. But this is such, this is just such a lifesaver to have on hand. So it was a small box, just 4 ounces, but I think it came in like a bargain, or a package if you got 3 together. But that I highly recommend. That I see as like home remedy / medicinal. And alrighty then. Oh, okay. I've got some vanilla beans here. And this might have been, oh, they're different. This is vanilla bean powder. And I am excited to use some of this in some baking recipes. And I was happy to get some whole beans just to make some more batches as we go into the holidays of homemade vanilla extract. And, again, this is so easy to do. And I have a video with a printable recipe. Also, I'll link to these below. Very easy to do if you have vanilla beans. But this vanilla bean powder, I'm anxious to try this and see what I think of it and what type of flavoring it adds to some of my baked goods. Okay, then, and I'm showing you mostly food. I think I'll show you one. I think I have one personal care item, but like I said, they have everything. They have all kinds of stuff. I was just shocked by it. And then this was from Eden. I very much like the Eden products. They have a lot of good things. And Azure seems to carry a lot of the Eden products. And this is an organic soy sauce that has been aged for 2 years. So I think that this is, not like the soy sauce you buy at the grocery store. I normally buy a soy sauce from Japan that is naturally aged and all of that, just like this one. It's a different brand though, but this is authentic koji brewed artisan shoyu soy sauce, thoroughly fermented. That's right. That's why I like this one. It's fermented. The one I also buy is fermented. It's imported by a company in California, and I order it from them. But this is great, just to make it so easy to get it from Azure. Thoroughly fermented in wooden casks. Only Japan origin organic soybeans, wheat, sea salt, and Shinsen Mount Spring water are used. Exquisite taste from slow, natural aging and the finest ingredients, no impure additives. So I really like that, and it's very true, exactly what they say. So, but how could I go wrong? It's so nice, not to have to order something separate. Then I got talking about sweeteners. They had this date syrup. And this is something that I want to start using in baked goods. I want to experiment in place of molasses in making things like a pumpernickel bread, the dark breads that normally, and gingerbreads and recipes like that call for molasses. I'm going to experiment and start trying this date syrup. I actually got some date sugar the other day that I had, but I actually got that at the grocery store. But I've not seen date syrup there. And so I said, I'm going to get this. I'm going to use this in place of molasses. Let's see what we think. And this is 32 ounces, so you can't go wrong. And then this, I love this. And so when I saw they had this, I ordered a jar. And they have a lot of different things by this company, and I really like this company. This is, if I'm saying it right, Artisana Organics, and this is the raw coconut butter. It's just the whole coconut puree. This is so good. And I've got to tell you, if you're craving something sweet and you don't want to fall prey to eating something that's not particularly healthy, this is great. You take a teaspoon of this. It is so satisfying. It's sweet. It's filling. The mouthfeel is luscious. And I'll usually just take a teaspoon, but the serving size is a tablespoon. But a tablespoon is 110 calories. But this is coconut, things like this. Coconut butter is supposed to be very good for you, very good for the brain. And so I am happy to have this. And the name implies, this is organic. And it says raw, just, clean, non-GMO, really a wonderful product. I have a jar already in the pantry that's open, but I had to get another jar because I don't want to run out of something like this. And it's funny because I will be very honest with you, I am not a huge fan of cooking with coconut oil. And I used to keep it on hand and use it from time to time, but I don't really use it anymore. I always feel, and I have tried a lot of brands and expensive ones, good quality ones, ones that were recommended to me. But it must be something with my palate. I always get sort of a waxy taste. I don't know how else to describe it. Maybe some of you have experienced it. But I much rather I'd rather stick with like the tallows, the lards, butter, ghee, things like that, olive oil. Those are the things that really agree with me. But when it comes to this, and I don't use coconut milk really. Coconut, there's the coconut milk and the coconut cream that come in the can. They're more pourable for cooking. I don't really use those very much either. But when I tried this coconut butter, I said, oh my, that is luscious. I loved it. And so I always keep a small jar, in my pantry. Okay, now, this is the last food item. Oh my gosh, this is heavy. Talking about Eden. And then the others are the non-food items. This is a case of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 12, a dozen. And this is absolutely wonderful because I forget the actual price, but basically these cans came in around $1 a can. And I cannot buy cannellini, and I got to show you. Let me open it. Let me take one out. They're cannellini beans. Number one, cannellini beans can sometimes be a little hard for me to find, and so then I have to substitute, and I have to use like navy beans or Great Northern or something. But when I make beans and greens with the escarole, I really like to have cannellini beans to make it, and this is. They're organic cannellini white kidney beans. That's what cannellini beans are. They're white kidney beans. And again, Eden, this is a really good company, a really good product. And so I saw this, I said, I'm getting a case. Now, I still want to show you the personal items that I got from Azure Standard, but I just want to mention, if you don't shop at Azure Standard and you want to sign up to join their program and start buying things from them in bulk or individual sizes like some of the things I've got here, be sure to check the description below where I have a link that'll take you over to Azure Standard. And then from their personal care selection, I saw these soaps and I said, I'm going to give these a try. The brand is Azure Well, so it's kind of like their brand. And it's Castile bar soap. And I love the smell of peppermint. And my husband usually always uses a peppermint soap. I think it's like the Dr. Bonners that we buy because that can be very good for normal to oily skin, which is great for him. And this, it smells so good. And so if you like, even though I tend to have, I would say normal to dry, only because of my age too, and being a woman. But this smells amazing if you love peppermint. And so I'm going to give this one to my husband to use. And then this one I got the lavender oatmeal. I love, do you remember, was it Yardley's years ago had the lavender oatmeal soap? Oh, I used to love that soap. My mom would get it sometimes, and I just, oh, this smells really good. And you know, lavender can be hit or miss sometimes. Did you ever notice that? Sometimes I'll smell lavender and, oh, I don't like it, but I took a chance. But this smells nice. It reminds me more of the Yardley one that I always liked, that I thought had such a lovely fragrance when I was a kid. And it's got the oatmeal in it, so it's got a little texture to it. And this is, like the oatmeal is actually, you can see, the oatmeal. I love that. So it's a little bit of an exfoliation. And this one is Pamper Your Dry Skin. So this will be perfect for me. So one for me and one for my husband. So that is my first experience with Azure, and I'm very happy. And I'm anxious to get baking with some of these things, and I'll definitely keep you posted. And now if you would like to see more hauls that I've done over the years at Costco and Trader Joe's, Sam's, Walmart, you name it, in search of my traditional foods, be sure to click on this video over here where I will have everything curated in a playlist for you. But also be sure to check out our second channel that I have with my husband and my son called Shop with the Schraders. And I will link to that in the description below. And you can see some of the fun adventures that we've had shopping together. Alrighty, well, I will see you over there in my Texas Hill Country Kitchen. Love and God bless.